Time to start the SY77 project. As you know on the channel, I'm trying to get through all the projects I've got lined up at the moment, and this is the next one on the bench, the Yamaha SY77. This is a really peachy synth. It sort of was the in essence, it was the son of the DX7, and it introduced a new concept to synthesis, which was AWM, which was a sort of the next generation of Yamaha synthesis. I can't say that today. I don't know why. And introduced in 1990. This one was it 1990. The 99 was 91 and the 85 was 92. Yeah, I think that's right. I could be a year out. It could be the other way. 91, 92, 90. No, I'm pretty sure this was 1991, 92. Anyway, doesn't matter. And I acquired this synth 18 months, if not more. And it's taken me that long to get what I think is the part, which is, this is the assessment video. This is where I'm just going to run through what I think is wrong with this. But I sort of did this. I thought, honestly, I'd actually recorded the assessment video. I have recorded the SY99 assessment video because I found that this morning when I was running through. So what I thought I'd do this morning was I quickly look on the channel and find the assessment video just to make sure I knew what I was meant to be doing in the series of videos I'm just about to shoot. And I wasn't going to miss anything. But I couldn't find the assessment video, so the only assumption I can make is I didn't record an assessment video. So let's crack on. Let's just work out what's wrong with this synth and what repairs we're going to do. Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Go over to Instagram and follow me there. Go over to Facebook, follow me there. That's where the normal notices are. And consider becoming a Patreon. Now I've had to put the cans on for this bit because obviously I've got it going into the recorder and I haven't got any speakers out here, so I can't hear what's going on. But if we turn the machine on, we get the standard Yamaha SY77 splash, and then it goes into the last patch which was up. Now Yamaha have always been fairly well known for sort of the kind of stringy type sounds, this being no different. So this is just a wide string. But I've been through pretty much all the banks, so bank 1, which has a number of stock sounds in it. Various different, but all the buttons effectively, that was what I was trying to say, is all the buttons work. Button 12 is a bit sticky. Bank B, which has sort of kind of all the pianos in it. Bank C starts off with the strings. Then I'm going to sort of the voxes and sort of moogie type sound and some basses, rhythmatic, sax, rock split. These should all be standard bulk. I'm going to have fun with this synth. I really am going to have fun with this synth when it's fully up and running. So I've been through all the buttons here, all the banks, know they work. Through the kind of presets, which are the performances, and again they're all got stuff loaded into them, nothing wrong there. There's preset 2. Just some fairly sort of standard, more symphonic type things. Now the great thing about this keyboard over the sort of DX7 that sort of came before it is that Yamaha introduced the effects on board. So you have, symphonic, you have reverb, there's a whole bunch of effects on here. I'm not going to go through the effects in this video, but just to sort of let you know that that's kind of the key here. And you can also see, I'm not sure it comes up in the there it is. So I just make that a bit more bold, maybe you can see that on the overhead cam, but it actually tells you what's going on. So this is 2 FM synths and 2 AWM patches to make this brass orchestra sound. That was a random chord, but that is definitely the sound that they used on that song. I'll work that through. That's the opening chord of an ABBA song, absolute. And I hit that just completely at random on that patch, but yes, that's definitely the sound. I've also been through the data entry here, which so if I go preset 1A, you can see that the keypad is working. You can see the number changing there. Okay, so I'm happy with that. All of those work. I've been through that. I've been through these selection keys and the yes and no keys here. So there you go. That's yes is effectively upper patch. You can see the light moving on the left hand side there. So all these keys work, and the decals are in really good condition on this synth. There's no wear at all. So I'm going to say this synth probably hasn't been used that much, to be honest, which is it's quite surprising. It's got some failures on it. Obviously the jog wheel works. There you go, data entry, and this one here, which is again, if we get into where would I need to go? Let's go there, and let's page. No, let's exit that. Come on to that in a bit. So over here we've got sort of the various modes of operation. The standard mode when you come into this is voice, and you've got voice and song mode. You've got voice and pattern mode. Pattern mode being effectively like a sequencer, song being the sequencer. Multi is effectively the way of putting together sort of multi-patch voices, and then you've got the utility mode, and that's how you sort of set the channels, do bulk data dumps, let's have a look, system files, card files. So 2 cards here, data card and waveform card, very similar to the way Korg operated on synths at this time, and then you've got the disk drive utility menu here. So I haven't played around with this very much at all, and you can probably see that from the way I'm struggling with some of the. Well, I know I've used that. I can't remember how I've used it. So apologies for that, but that's just literally, I've acquired it, I've put it in a box and thought, well, I'm not going to play with this until I fix it, and then I haven't fixed it. So pretty much every button on here seems to do something. They all light up, they all execute on the screen correctly. The screen is fine, the contrast is fine, I don't have to do anything with that. I've played around with the faders. Let's go back into voice mode. And let's go to something, good to see. So that one's a bit scratchy, but that one's fine. That one's got a little bit of scratch on it, but other than that, they're pretty good for their age. Now, the one thing I have identified that doesn't really work is the disk drive. And basically, if you put a disc in there, it will not load it. So this is kind of just a transport disc, and it's recommended that you actually put a transport disc into the disk drive. If you have an old disc, so this is just the top tip, put a transport disc. If you've got an old damaged disc that won't read, designate it a transport disc, and then when you put these things away, you just put the transport disc in, and it stops the heads from crashing if the box gets dropped. And that's one of the reasons why disk drives fail. But this disk drive will not load. If I go to utility and I want to format the disk, and I say yes. Oops. I want to format the disk. What's going on? Enter. That's what I need to do. I don't know where you can hear that horrible noise. That's the disk drive trying to work. So there's something wrong with the disk drive. And I've got to the point where I've tried repairing disk drives in the past, and I can't be bothered. For the cost of £50, I'd rather just go and buy a new disk drive for the unit, and I know it'll work. Plus the fact I get away from the disk drives that they inserted into units at this point in time, which would tended to be belt-driven disk drives, and the belt was always the Achilles heel. The belt is a piece of rubber, and over time it will just perish. Simple as that. And disk drives I've had in various different machines over the years, where I had a belt, I opened the disk drive out and just touch the belt and it starts to disintegrate on you. You know that disk drive didn't work. So I'd rather go with the direct drive unit, which were manufactured a few years after these. Much more reliable, and that's what I will go with. So really, in essence, the only thing wrong with this synth, and the only thing we're going to do on this synth, is replace the disk drive. Now, while we're in the synth, the other thing we will do, or I will do, should I say, is I'm going to replace the battery. And that will mean putting a battery holder in, because as everybody knows, Yamaha had this policy of soldering the battery directly to the board. That makes future updates of the battery a pain in the rear end. So I'm literally just going to take that out, put a battery holder in, and then I can put a CR2032 battery into that, and next time round when I come to change the battery in 5 or so years time, assuming I still have the synth, you know, it's just literally a case of it's a much easier process. So there you go, that's literally all we're going to do on this machine, is we are going to just change the disk drive, and you can hear the rain just starting on the workshop. But let's get on and work out how to get into this synth, so that'll be the next video.